Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Thrillos Global Podcast. I'm your host, CJ, and alongside me, coming from Adelaide, is Panos. Panos, how are we going?
Yeah, great, mate. We've gonna have another late one tonight, but yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one. But let's see how we go.
It is another late one. Very, very early game in Australia. I know there's a time difference there. Over here in Sydney, it's around 3:45 a.m. Or
Three
the game's
fifteen
going
in
to be
Adelaide.
3:15 Adelaide. There you go. So.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
yeah, these
great
times,
times.
hopefully good times. Hopefully, Olympiakos can do us a solid and get us a nice result, something to be happy about. Unlike the other two Champions League matches so far, not so much against Arsenal, even though that was a defeat. It was, I think, a performance Olympiakos fans were somewhat proud of. You know, they went there,
Absolutely.
played with play with some power, didn't have any fear, and obviously going to Barcelona now, which is I don't know, maybe what some people might say a bit more dangerous than going to the Emirates right now. So as long as they could have a similar display, I think we'd be happy. Coming away with something would be amazing. Barno, before
Well,
we get into that, oh wait, yeah, your thoughts quickly. Sorry.
no. Tell me, yeah, what were you gonna say before we get into that?
I was just going to touch up on the match with Larissa. Um,
Oh,
more,
yes.
more
Yep.
so the comments by Medili Ba. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for
Correct.
those that know, Medili Ba wasn't the happiest, even though we came away with the victory. And there's two ways of looking at it. Obviously, you know there are visible issues on the field there's obvious things, and Mediliba's not one to shy away from it. He's not one to blow smoke and mirrors. He does call it as he sees it, and that's what you want from your coach. You don't want them, sugarcoating things. And he did come out saying if Olympiacos play the way they play, they're going to cop it basically. But final 2-0 win against Larissa. I guess it was just one of those games where it doesn't look pretty, but he got the 3 points, got the job done. El Kabi 2 goals, finally finding a bit of form there. He's been a bit quiet this season. But just your quick thoughts on the game. I
Yeah.
know, as we said, Badilba wasn't the happiest. Let's hear about you, Arnold. How did you feel?
Yeah, look, the Greek Super League isn't the easiest sometimes when it comes to, it used to be those. Olympiakos used to play in those games where we used to smash teams 5-0 sometimes, and I think it's getting a bit tougher. And we can't. We need to work a bit harder to get those wins we where we're actually feeling more comfortable and playing good football, and you know actually capitalizing on those attacks, because you know we do control the game a lot in the Greek league, and we do that a lot in against the other the non big four, I would say. But which I don't like saying that, but for this sake, we the non big four, you know we seem to like be our worst enemy. We, we got 2 goals, and the second goal with a penalty. acts like could have it went our way, but maybe not in other games. Not sure if that was a penalty. I don't know what you thought about that, but maybe a bit soft. But either way, it doesn't seem like a convincing win. Um, uh, Obviously, El Kabir had bit of a he's struggled in a few games. He's had a bit of a run where he hasn't scored much. So the fact that he scored in this game is a really good sign that maybe his morale will boost, and he might be back on the scoring board for future matches, and hopefully we will see him on the score sheet at the next match and against Barcelona. And what a match that will be! Like I'm actually look, it's Barcelona, but I'm really thinking that Olympiakos will put in, like you said before with Arsenal, put in a very hard win. But anyway, back to the Larissa game. We got the 3 points in the end. Wasn't convincing, but yeah, well, we need the 3 points, and the crowd again did us very proud. And I must say, I love playing. Not as a fan, I love seeing the Larissa Stadium and Larissa back in the Super League. It's really good to see Olympiakos play away games there for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 100% agree with everything you said there, and to point out the point you said where the Super League games are they're not getting easier, which is obviously a good thing. That's what you want. Ideally, with the
Hmm.
Greek League, you're gonna have your teams that are just that are great. There's no other way to put it, but for the most part, you want to be competing, you want to be competitive. Um,
Yeah,
back to the actual match, 58% possession. It was somewhat, you know, more possession game. But Bano, I want to pick your brain now. s- we've seen a few games now where things have been unconvincing, and Medilibar hasn't been the happiest with performances. What would you say from what you've seen is not clicking? What's going not what's not going 110% correct right now?
yeah. Picking my football brain. Absolutely. Well,
Vriadiatica,
you
sorry.
know, nah, yeah, but I give me thumbs a little. We gotta, we gotta get a better soon.
That's it.
Um, yeah, that's the beauty of Australia, right? Watching and being a hardcore Olympiacos fan.
That's
Um,
it. That's it.
no, you know what? Like in football, like you really need players that gel. You need a play. You need a team that comes together in harmony and they work like as with good chemistry, like they say. And they need to link up well. And uh, you know, yes, you could be dominating the possession, and to me that means nothing because at the end of the day, you need to score goals. You see that in football all the time. You see that in the Premier League, you see that in any level of football. We even see it here in Australia in A League and stuff like that. But um, and all I can say is that they need to capitalize on the opportunities. El Kabir, like we said, just like I said in the earlier, it had been out of form. He hadn't scored in a while. Our and we also had our um, we also had another striker out. What's his name? um,
Yaremchuk. Taremi.
Yaremchuk, yeah, of course. Or
Yaremchuk.
Ukrainos. How can I forget? Um, yeah, Yaremchuk was out. and he's back, by the way. But we have been uh, we have been struggling in scoring goals, and that's what the main thing is, right? We need to capitalize. I think we play very good on the pressing game. I think we play very good in holding possession, even against Arsenal. If you remember, I was super proud about the way we held possession against a club that is the best in the Premier League at the moment. Um, and we actually threatened them. You know, if you can do that against Arsenal, geez, but we just need to capitalize it. We were unlucky against Arsenal. Again, I don't want to sound like Ange, but we were unlucky in that game, and it was, and on another day maybe we could have won, well, not won, but put up a maybe score a goal at least. Um, Maybe drawn, because if we had scored a goal, it might have been 1-1. You never know. But yeah, I think like we do play good football. We do have creativity. I think with the addition, I think we need to use Scipione a little bit more, and Musakiti. I think they're a bit more creative, um, and I think in football you need that creativity in order to trick the opposition, because if teams are defending and they know what you're going to do next, then it's useless. You can have 60-70% possession and you'll get you nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're exactly
So
right. And everything you said against going up against Arsenal, I mean, nothing to be proud of. And look, I think with the obviously we know the way Medilba likes to play. He loves his wingers. He loves to come wide. And for the past, well, last season, there was a big weakness there, and it was evident and exposed. And so far this year, we have Daniel Podence and Martin. Strefeza hasn't actually quite gelled as we'd like to have hoped
yeah.
as of yet. We're hoping it will happen. We'll take last season as an example. Obviously, the first part of the season, Olympiakos weren't clicking the same way. They're not as bad now as it was then. But second half of the season, they're just on and they were just murdering anyone. But
Mm,
look,
correct.
against Arsenal, it was such a a convincing and promising performance, and we are against like we're coming up against Barcelona. We're going to come up against Real Madrid. We are going to come up against Bayern Leverkusen.
Mm,
These are three of the biggest teams in the world, the most successful teams in Europe at this
hmm.
point in time. And this is what Champions League is about. You qualify for Champions League, you're going to play amongst the best.
Correct.
So if the results aren't going to be there this campaign, not to say I'm writing Olympiakos off. Obviously, I'm not. But if the results aren't going to be there, so be it. Just go out there, play positively, play some football. For us there, they didn't do that against Arsenal, and I agree with you. We could have come away with the draw. We had 2, 3 really big chances, and Arsenal's first goal was a brain fart in defence, and the second goal, again, last minute, you throw the kitchen sink at it. It worked against us for a bit, but anyway, that takes us now to Barcelona,
Yeah.
and Bano, we've said on the show weeks ago that even last season, with this current time in Olympiakos' history, with this coach and his philosophies and his attitude towards just football in general, now's like the time that we want to verse teams like this. And I mean, you can't help but feel a bit confident, especially after the match with Arsenal. You can't help but feel a bit confident we can take something away from this game, even if we don't. We're still excited to take Barcelona on. It's not like, those times where you weren't as confident. So I don't know. The elephant in the room as well. Barcelona are missing a lot of key players. It's not to say we're going to go smashing
Yeah.
through, but if
Oh,
we're looking over the
no.
past few weeks as well, excluding international break, obviously Barcelona have been struggling against the lower side teams in La Liga as well.
Mm.
Match against Girona, went down to the
Yes,
wire.
they lost. They lost
Yeah,
2-1.
no, I think they won 2-1, but it was an extremely
Oh.
narrow win. But
So,
Barcelona love this high line
Barcelona.
pressing.
Oh, they did
Barcelona.
win 2-1. You're right. You're right. They won 2-1.
Yeah, they do love their high
I'm.
press, their high line.
I was
So,
hoping it was the other way.
it would have been good for us.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
you can't help but think, they're conceding to lower ranked teams. He's not giving up
Mm.
this high line, even with a bit of a depleted squad right now. They have 6 players out, big names
Yep.
are out. They still have big players. Don't get me wrong, but your mind is obviously going to wonder, what if? It asks, what if?
Well, this is a good opportunity. I mean, like of course you can't. Barcelona is Barcelona. At the end of the day, when they've got so can see they've got Lewandowski, Olmo, Rafinha, Ter Stegen, Gavi, and Garcia. Like all these players are quality, But then if you look at their lineup, it's like they've
Doesn't
got
it?
another. Yeah, they don't need to like that's the thing. It's Barcelona, and they've got like a squad of 24 or more quality players. They're all quality, and they can always do damage. But it's an opportunity, and like you said, with Arsenal, we put pressure, and we should feel proud, and we can actually score goals. So we need to get in that game with, and you know what? Because it's Champions League, I noticed a lot of times that when we play Champions League, we go in with this extra spark, you know, and I know for a fact they'll go in with this extra spark because all the players, imagine being a player now, like plays for Olympiakos in the Greek league. You play Champions League once a fortnight. That's for me like going to play in the Champions League. I'd be like, I'd give it my all. It's a
No,
life or death kind of thing,
100%.
So I think they all want to show how good they are as a player, and we do have great players. We have players that are very good quality, and they I saw on the socials there was this thing that you probably saw it as well, where Olympiakos and Barcelona have shared a lot of players in the past. So, Olympiakos has actually got players that maybe in the future will play in Barcelona or Premier League or wherever. So this is the opportunity for them to show as well. Not to say that we want them to go or anything like that, but it's they want to show that they're quality, and they will put up a real strong fight against Barca for sure.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I don't know, man. Like, we know Mediliba coached in Spain for a long time. We know, like you said, with Champions League nights and Olympiakos, and they go
Mm,
out and want to give it their all. Like, if Barcelona want to have a high press, which that's how they play. That's Mediliba's style, especially he's a European manager. Yeah,
yeah,
we've seen in the past where teams with a high press, Olympiakos, but Dilba, obviously with Olympiakos, usually catches them out. We saw it with Sevilla when he was there as well. You can't help but be very skeptical. Um, but I know it's about the 20-minute mark. And I know we we have to go to bed, so we'll just wrap up. We'll wrap up your thoughts real quick. Players you would like to see play and your score prediction.
Look, I think Scipione should play instead of Garcia. Um, I think there's an opportunity there. I don't know what Mendilibar has with. He's got this some sort of, I don't know what to call it, but he loves his Garcia, but Danny
Mm,
Garcia. But sure, maybe he sees something. I think he's a more of a defensive type player. Um, but I think I'd like to see Scipione with Heza, and then obviously Chiquinho in that triangle there. That triangle, I would love to see those three, and then on the wings, I'd like to see Potenza, and um, I would like to see what's his name?
Martin,
On the sorry,
Martins.
Martins. Yes,
Yeah.
Martins on the right. I think I think he's a type of player that could do damage in these type of games. Um, and yeah, Potenza actually. Yeah, I think he's this time around. He hasn't really shown that much, but
Mm.
obviously we know his quality. So hopefully he can step up in this game and take a lead. Um, Up the top, obviously El Kabi.
Mm.
In defense, Rezzo, the centre backs. I went the opposite way. I went start in the midfield. Um, in defense, I'd like to see Rezzo and uh, Italos.
Pirola.
Um, I'm bad with names. Pirola, yes.
Pirola.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then um, right back, we'll uh, Portugalos. What's his name?
Costinha.
I've lost it tonight. I've lost it completely.
I think you've got the baby brains, mate.
Yeah, I do. I do. Uh, I've lost it completely. I've got a 6-week-old baby, and it is. You don't know yet, but you'll soon find out.
That's all right.
Nah, but yeah. So Costinha and then Ortega on the left.
Yeah.
So and I think that's the four that he'll play. I'm happy with the back four.
Mhm.
I just want to see. I just want to see. I think the biggest one is Garcia. I'd
I
like to
agree.
see Sipini,
To be honest.
Scipione. Well,
Oh,
it wasn't as bad as.
yeah.
Do you remember Skippy? That was in one of the episodes we said Skippy.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's yeah. That's the kind of lineup that I would like to see. How about yourself? Oh, we've lost you.
Opa, sorry about that.
You're back. You're back.
Technical difficulty. Sorry. I think the lineup, what you said, I'm pretty sure is stock standard. What he's going to go with, unless he decides to change it with a 4-4-2 off the bat and start Taremi and El Kabi. But I'm going to go exactly what you said. I would like to see Scipione as well eventually. Musakidis as well. I don't want him to come on late like he did against Arsenal. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think, and I'm very excited. Ortega's been in very good form, so I'm very excited to see
Oh
him
yeah.
against Lamine Yamal. um, but you know what? with the score prediction, it's I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I would like to think we could take something away from this with a 1-1,
Mm.
but it will be very very tough.
Look, score prediction is a very tough one,
Yeah,
especially Barcelona in Spain. You know,
yeah,
um, but you know what? I'm going to say 1-1 as well.
yeah. Let's
Look,
leave it at 1-1.
yeah, hope for the
I know,
best.
yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, Bundle. We'll leave it at that. We'll try to
There
get
you
some
go.
sleep. Thank you everyone for
Yeah,
joining. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Make sure to follow all our socials. Bame
it's
Olympiakos.
it's Piraeus time. Bame,
Bame. Kalinichta.
Kalnichta.